Okay. Again, this is a tutorial for the bass guitar part. Now it's quite a tricky guitar part because in reggae, part of the characteristics is that the bass guitar does a lot. It's very, very active. Okay, if you look at the chords for this, for the intro and the verse, there's only two chords there. There's D minor and there's C major. So first of all, on the bass guitar, a D is on the 10th fret, on the lower string, on the E string. Now, we want to build a chord out of that. So we've got the 3rd, which is an F. That's the 8th fret on the A string. And then we've got the final A, which is a 7th fret on the D string. So we've got 10th on the E string, that's a D. That's an F, 8th on the A string, and 7th on the D string. That's the chord, D minor. Now, for this bass line, it plays these notes in this pattern. So we've got D's, then F, D. Okay, so D, 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 F, D. Then the second half of it is A, 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 F. Or A, A, A. Yep, so we'll play the first half for now. So it goes D, 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 F, D, A, 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 A. Again, D, 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 F, D. This time, off to an F. Okay, now the C major chord, very similar. We put our 8th fret on the E string, that's a C. Now to build the chord, we need the 3rd, which is the E. You can play an E on the 7th fret on the A string. And the final G, the top of the chord, is the 5th fret on the D string. Okay. So there, 8th, 7th, and 5th. And that makes a C major chord. Same pattern with the picking, the playing. Okay, so it goes C, 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 E, C, then G's. C, 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 E, C. Now, the last one is another C. Okay? So the whole of the intro goes like this. Intro and the verse. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And that repeats, and that's the intro and verse. Now, one thing to note is that in reggae, the bass notes are quite short. We don't play long sustained notes. We don't sustain them. Once we play them, we lift off our fingers off the fretboard to give it a short sound, okay? So it sounds a bit staccatoed. Come off, come off. And then we mute the strings just by touching it but not pressing down to the fretboard. We do the same technique on the guitar as well. So once again, once you come off, this note will stop to make it sound short. Okay, chorus. There's F, C, and F, which is the 1st fret on the E string, right down the bottom. 3rd on the A string, back to the 1st on the E string. The second bar of the chorus, we move up to the G, which is the 3rd fret on the E string, and up to 5th fret on the A string. Okay, and that one's doubled, so. And then we've got the usual. And that's how the chorus goes. So put it all together. Chorus goes 1, 2, 3, 4. F, C, F. G, G, D, D, G, G. Then D, F, D, A. Again. That goes on 3 times. And for the very last time, it's a bit different. Now we've got C, 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 then B flat, A, and G. Now, let's go through the very ending, because that's the bit which is different. So we've got 3 really loud accented C's. C's are the 3rd fret on the A string, as we've talked about before. Then we've got a B flat, so you can go 6th fret if you want on the E string, then A, which is 5th fret, and G, which is 3rd fret. So the very ending goes a bit like this. 1, 2, 3, and then repeat. Back to the verse. Okay, so remember to keep it nice and short. It gives it that reggae feel.